In today's video, we're taking a look at two popular .380 firearms vying for the same consumer, the Smith & Wesson Shield EZ-380 and the Ruger Security .380 Lite Rack. These firearms are both compact, semi-automatic pistols chambered in .380 ACP that have a Lite Rack or Easy Rack feature as a main selling point. Let's take a deep dive at these pistols and see if we can determine a few things. In addition to our usual accuracy and reliability tests, we'll take a look at the following: ease of loading and unloading the magazines, the ease of loading and unloading the firearm, the ease of operating the firearm, the ease of seeing the factory sights, and the safety features. Before we hit the range, let's first take a look at the numbers and features of these firearms. The Smith & Wesson Shield EZ-380 is 6.7 inches long, 5 inches high, 1.15 inches wide, and weighs in at 18.5 ounces unloaded. It is internal hammer fired. The firearm has a 3.675-inch stainless steel barrel. The stainless steel barrel and slide both have the Armor Knight finish. The firearm has a polymer frame with Picatinny style rail and reversible magazine release. The EZ-380 we're shooting today has ambidextrous thumb safety, but there are versions with no thumb safety. Additional thumb safeties include a 1911 style grip base safety and visual tactile loaded chamber indicator. The firearm comes with two single stack 8-round magazines. Off my gauge, the trigger pull comes around 4 pounds 6 ounces. The firearm comes with a 3 white dot sight system. These sights may be adjustable or replaceable with the right set of tools. The Ruger Security .380 is 6.52 inches long, 1.02 inches wide, 4.35 inches high, and weighs in at 19.7 ounces unloaded. It too is internal hammer fired. The firearm has a 3.42-inch alloy steel barrel. The alloy steel barrel and slide have a black oxide finish. The Security .380 uses Ruger's glass pack nylon frame and Ruger's secure action trigger system. Off my gauge, this trigger came in around 5 to 5.5 pounds. For safety features, in addition to using Ruger's secure action trigger, the firearm has a right-handed thumb safety. For sights, the firearm has a high visibility front sight with drift or windage adjustable rear sights. One major difference between the IT and the EZ-380 is the Security .380 is double stack magazine fed. In a free state, the base model comes with one 10-round and one 15-round magazine. There is also approximately a $100 price difference between the two firearms, with the Security .380 being the lower priced pistol as of the time of this video's creation. Both the Ruger Security .380 and the Smith & Wesson EZ-380 primary selling feature is they are designed for those who are either recoil sensitive and or have hand strength or mobility challenges. Both feature a combination of design features and springs that give them a mild recoil even for a .380, as well as slides and magazines that are easier to use compared to other semi-automatic firearms. These features we'll likely come back to again and again in today's video. Now that we got the numbers out the way, let's hit the range!
Portions of today's video were filmed at the beautiful Banner Shooting Range.
Okay, let's start things with the EZ-380 top left-hand target. We'll do 2 magazines top left-hand target. Then we'll do Security .380, 2 magazines top right-hand target. Second magazine will only have 10 in it. Anyway, here we go. Does the thumb safety work? Survey says it works. Might be either 7 for 8 or 8 for 8 on there. We might have a couple in the same spot. Let's see if our next 8 do. Here we go. Okay, we're slightly left of the target, but otherwise it looks like we're on target. Let's see how our Security 380 compares. That ammo was Federal 380, their 95 grain target ammo. We have 10 of that left. The second 10 will be Blazer. Here we go, first 10. If all 10 are on there, I'll have to review the footage, but if all 10 are on there, that'll be the best 10 shot group I've shot with the Security 380 in a long while. Let's see if we can replicate that. Here we go. Okay, we'll have to review the footage. They may all be in the same spot. Security 380 is saying I don't want to lose today, which is a good sign. Let's see if that keeps up. For our second ammo, let's take a look at Blazer 95 grain full metal jacket. Bottom left target for the Security 380, or excuse me, Easy 380, bottom left target. Bottom right target will be the Security 380. Here we go. Without reviewing the first set of footage, the Security 380's first group was very good. If they're all in that area, I don't know. Some that are just like wild. Here's our second. Here's Blazer, CCI Blazer. Easy 380, punching it up. grip a little bit. On these narrow guns, I have a tendency to shoot them low left unless I get my grip really good. And I think we saw that for about 4 shots there. Let's see what we can do with the Security 380 now. Easy 380 is definitely not making it easy on it. Okay, not a bad group out there. Not quite as pretty of the first set, but not bad. Let's see how our next 10 go. Okay, those are some tough groups to compare. We'll definitely need to computer enhance to compare those. Okay, let's do okay, well, we're going to do a magazine each of CCI Blazer at our top set of targets. Smith & Wesson, top left target. I meant to push the targets out to 15 yards, but then I forgot to do that. Sometimes when you get to talking to people. Whoopsie, here we go. 8 shots, top left target. Okay, my first 2 were really good. My next 6 a little to the left, you can see. Let's see how our Security 380 does. Top middle target. 10 shots. I might go back and fire 2 more with the easy just to even it out. I'm thinking about it still. Here we go. Oh, that's a good one. So yeah, we're gonna go back and fire 2 more with the easy. It's gonna need them. All right, here we go. don't think they helped too much. Okay, there's one more firearm that decided it wanted to be represented in the easiest to operate category of 2024 380s. The Wesson MC13T. We just loaded the firearm without needing to articulate the slide. We'll do our first shot, double action, our next 9 shots, single action. Here we go. Wesson representing the dictator class. Maybe it's best group. Good times. Sounds like we got us a press 22 to our left also. Good times. Okay, let's quickly assess how easy it is to work the slide or load the firearm. Here we go. Starting with our Smith & Wesson, what I'm going to do is I want to start with the internal hammer down. That's going to affect the energy you have to use to manipulate the slide. We have 1 round loaded in the magazine. We'll load the firearm, articulate the slide, we'll fire that 1 shot at our target, and we'll see how it goes. I'll put the safety on as well. Okay, that's pretty easy. You can articulate the slide with the safety on. You cannot fire, obviously, which is good until the safety is removed. Lock back on empty. Easy to eject mag. Easy to operate, as the name suggests. Safety can be a little easier to, as far as thumb placement goes, but it is still fairly easy to use. Okay, let's do the same thing now with our security 380. Okay, same thing, internal hammer fired. I'm starting with the hammer down, 1 round in our magazine. Put that right there. Safety on, harder to engage safety. Cannot engage safety unless the firearm, unless the hammer is cocked, it would appear. Which is probably good. Okay, that is also very easy. Put the safety on. You cannot articulate the slide with the safety on. Let's check that on the Smith & Wesson in a minute. Okay, firearm does not fire with the safety on, which is good. Safety removed. Fairly easy. I would say easy to get the magazines in and out. Okay, so with the hammer, the safety on, you can still manipulate the slide. Okay, let's get to our Wesson here. Now, unlike the Security 380 and the Easy 380, this is designed to be loaded without articulating the slide at all. You just tip up the barrel, you open the barrel, close the firearm. You'll notice we don't even have a magazine in the firearm. We'll put an magazine in. just to lock it back and fire our shot. Double action here, top right target. Locks back on empty. Now you can put a fresh mag in, hit the drop the slide, and load it that way as well. But you don't need to ever articulate the slide to load the firearm. Now there is one area of concern, I would say. Let's put the safety on. Let's check one thing here. Say you do want to articulate the slide. How easy is it? It does not work with the safety on. Firearm is currently unloaded. Quite a bit more difficult compared to the other two. Let's drop our magazine. Now here's one area that could be problematic for some people. Let's say you need to unload your tip up. There's no extractor, so you can't actually articulate the slide to unload it. You need to tip up the firearm and dump out your round. There could be certain failures, I suppose, where that's problematic. All right, we'll just tip up like so. Okay. Let's take our first break from the range. Today is one of those rare days where each of the 3 firearms we're shooting refuses to lose the battle of who puts prettier holes in paper. For each firearm, these are some of, if not the best groups we've captured on film. The cheap range ammo, if such a theme exists in 380, is representing well. Speaking of holes in paper, starting with this video, we're introducing a measuring system for how we define if a particular ammo and firearm combination is accurate. We may adjust some numbers in the future, but this is the starting point. For a particular ammo and firearm combination to be good accuracy, we're saying it needs to achieve a group where 90% or greater of the shots were fired at a 10-yard target, create a group of 6 inches or less in size. Inside 4 inches will be very good. Inside 2 inches will be extremely good. If a grouping is larger than 6 inches or shots are off target, the scale will go in reverse. All the targets we're shooting today are set up at 10 yards. Convenient how that worked out for the debut episode of this scale. One more, Fred? Keep this scale in mind a few minutes from now when we refer to it in the breakdown of our velocity tests. Speaking of which, let's head back to that range and see which type of numbers these firearms put up. We'll test the CCI Blazer, as well as 2 personal protection ammos currently found on store shelves in our area. What's right here, Fredericky? Tritos. Okay, what we're gonna do now is let's get some velocity numbers to see if this 0.2 of an inch barrel length difference really matter. I don't think we're going to see any noticeable difference in velocity, but we're going to start with CCI Blazer out of the EZ380 at the bottom left target. See if we can get a 5-shot sample going here. $869. 927. 906. 898. 903. We're going to do the Security 380 now. 5 shots at the middle target, bottom middle. 800, 856, 878, 897, 858. Two of those might be touching the bullseye.
For the Blazer aluminum 95 grain full metal jacket with an advertised velocity of 945 feet per second and energy 188 foot-pounds, out of our Smith & Wesson EZ with its 3.675 inch barrel, our average velocity was 900 feet per second or 171 foot-pounds of energy. For our Ruger Security 380 with its 3.42 inch barrel, our average velocity was 858 feet per second or 155 foot-pounds of energy.
Okay, we are going to compare two more ammunitions. We're going to do a magazine of each ammunition through each firearm. We're going to judge the accuracy and the velocity. The first home defense personal protection ammo we're going to look at is the Federal Punch 85 grain punch jacketed hollow point. Top left target with the EZ 380, full magazine, 8 shots. Here we go. Here we go for real this time. 1006, 1043, 999, 1029, 1001, 1010, 138, 96. Looks like we have an okay group out there. One might be just high of the target. We'll have to review target cam to confirm. Okay, top right target, same ammo. We're good. We're gonna do 8 shots again. $1,001. $990. $1,022. $1,016. $993. $978. $1,022. $1,012. Okay, the next ammo that we're going to be trying, this is a new one for us. They are certainly charging premium prices for it. Pretty outrageous. This is the Liberty Ammunition Civil Defense. This is a lead-free ammunition, a 50 grain projectile with an advertised velocity of 1,500 feet per second. They load them upside down in the box. Looks very weird. We'll show this a close-up on camera. I better get that. Make sure I have all 4 of these left because they're like $1 a shot. I need to get that pricing down. Where's that last one at? There it is. Okay. Here we go. Bottom left target. Easy 380. Will we get 1,500 feet per second or close to it? And if so, will our group be close to where it patterned with the other ammo? It seems like our ammo is patterning pretty consistent today, which is good for us. Here we go. Acquisition error. Okay, that's not good. Acquisition error. Let's up the speed on our Doppler here. Acquisition error. Let's move over a little bit. I'll try that. Huh. We are not getting any results. Let me try adjusting something here. Okay, here we go. We're going to try again. Nope. All right, we're going to try with our security. Here we go. Let's try the security 380. Maybe we'll have better luck with the security 380. Bottom right target. Able to track projectile. This is the first time I've ever encountered an ammo where you can't track it. You're not tracking it. We'll have to break out the old Doppler for this one. Okay, looks like a group out there. Let's see how the last 6 or 7 for the security 380 do for us. Fairly good group. I got a little fast with the security 380 there. So I'm saying accuracy could be good. At least as good as our other ammo anyway. The Federal Punch with the 85 grain jacketed hollow point projectile has an advertised velocity of 1,000 feet per second for 189 foot-pounds of energy out of a 3 3/4 inch barrel, instead of 4 like we see in some other ammo, interestingly enough. Out of our 3.675 inch barrel of our EZ 380, our average velocity was 1,015 feet per second for 194 foot-pounds of energy. Out of the 3.42 inch barrel of our Ruger Security 380, our average velocity was 1,004 feet per second for 190 foot-pounds of energy. The targets for both firearms
These are 6-inch targets set up at 10 yards. Going by our scale, I'm saying we have about 2-inch groups out there, which puts the accuracy in the very good range for this ammo. The Liberty Ammunition Civil Defense 380 has a 50 grain copper monolithic rupturing hollow point, advertised velocity greater than 1500 feet per second, with energy greater than 250 foot-pounds of energy, unknown test barrel. We were unable to chronograph this ammo. The spread of the groups puts it in the very good accuracy range so far.
It's time for the conclusion to yet another video. This one might run a little long, as we're going to try to circle back to each of the 6 talking points from the introduction, starting with accuracy and reliability. Today, the firearms made that extremely easy and a tough call. Both firearms and all ammo tested were good or better on our scale. Reliability was 100% again with all ammo tested. When it comes to loading and loading the magazines, while the Security 380 has a higher capacity, in terms of ease of loading, I'm calling things a draw. On one hand, the easy magazines have a pull tab to assist with loading, but I found after 4th or 5th round that the pressure of pulling said tab required negative its usefulness to me. The Security 380 magazines have no such tab, but might be slightly easier to load even the last round. The 15-round magazine is notably easier to load, even to max capacity. Unloading the magazines for both firearms required the same level of minimal effort. The ease of loading and unloading the firearms is another area where I'm considering things a wash. The Lite Rack or Easy Rack nature of these firearms makes them extremely easy to operate as far as articulating the slide goes. Our hidden challenger, Goldie, the Gearson MC14T tip-up, attempted to make a run at the competition here, and while the tip-up barrel and ability it affords to almost never have to articulate the slide potentially, along with a strong showing of the targets, allowed it to almost succeed. But where it failed are areas of key importance for today's video. The magazines are both more difficult to find and more difficult to load. If for some reason you do need to articulate the slide of the MC4T is more difficult to operate. It is also surprisingly the more expensive option of the 3. While it is a good choice for some and fun on range day, it needed to bring more than a pretty face and one-trick pony tip-up barrel to have a chance today. Slobber face. Returning to the Easy 380 versus the Security 380 discussion, one other mentionable difference here is on the trigger. The Security 380 has Ruger's Secure Action trigger, which is functional, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. The Easy 380 doesn't have a trigger that I'd brag about either, but as far as our 2 firearms go, the Easy has a shorter reset and smoother trigger compared to our Security 380. The 5th item on our list was factory sights. On one hand, I'd say the Ruger has the easier to use, easier to replace high visibility sights. But on the other hand, I feel I shoot the plain 3 white dot sights on the Easy 380 better from day to day. This is one area where personal preference will greatly come into play, but on the bright side, both firearms have replaceable sights. The MC14T, on the other hand, not so much. And last but not least on the list, let's revisit the safety features. Both firearms feature some traditional safety mechanisms to help ensure the safe operation and storage. The Security 380 uses, besides Ruger's Secure Action trigger system, also has a right hand thumb safety. The Easy 380 has the 1911 grip safety, a loaded chamber indicator, and a thumb safety option for those who want that. With proper training, storage, and care, both firearms are regarded as safe. It's time to wrap up the conclusion and put a little bow on our presentation. The firearms performing so well makes it impossible for me to say one is better than the other, so I'm going to leave that up to you. One thing I will say is both firearms are excellent options, especially for those who are recoil sensitive, have hand strength or mobility challenges, or even new shooters. One reason you haven't seen this Easy 380 in over a year on our channel is because we loaned it to a family member who never had shot a gun before and wanted to take some classes. They ended up taking class after class until they eventually joined the ranks of 380 owners with their own EZ, and we finally got this one back. Had we owned the Security 380 back then, it would have been 1A to what we offered to let them borrow for their first class. Good times. That sounds like the perfect spot to end this video. We hope you enjoyed our presentation today. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day. Attaboy, Fred, good boy. He's a good boy. You need some pancakes? Okay, let's go get you some pancakes.